playing with a band, but especially a bass player. The kick and the bass really have this, I guess you could call it symbiotic relationship. They work really well together, but if they're competing, they start to work less good together. I don't know. they start to mush up, I guess you could say, mush. So that for a drummer's perspective, try to be predictable, especially when it comes to your kick. Try to. I would suggest, as you listen to songs, the records, try to listen. What are the kick patterns? What's the kick pattern in the verse? What's the kick pattern in the chorus? And all I mean by that is like, where exactly in the measure is the kick playing? So if we might have something like this where it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So really listen for that and try to write it down or memorize it. That can really help. But when it comes to like maybe an altar call or something, and you're really not sure about what the beat is, at least be predictable. So you don't want to be doing, that kick pattern one measure, but then the next measure changing it up, and then the third measure you're doing something else, because that's really hard to follow, especially from a bass player's perspective. Like if in the whole band for that matter, but if they like trying to match you, but then you keep changing, they obviously will never succeed. So try to be predictable, and so like if you start out. So pick a groove and just kind of stick with it through that section. If that was your groove, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, don't switch it up. Just stay there. Even if it seems boring or more fun to switch it up, that kind of goes back to pocket and as well. But that being predictable will be helpful for everybody. And really, I would say the kick is probably like 90% of that, like being predictable. It's really where that kick is. So that kick, the kick and the snare, also, like I said before, they hold a lot of the power behind the kit, what they're doing.